Walk well into the bridge, if we a fam, then we all jump. Betty under hope she rolls her knees or ends up dead. Whatever it takes, I'm trying to make this money with my friends. WNBA season, so much green you won't believe. Join in Discord, you can pay a drop support and more. At least I'm kidding, we really winning the ghost of the industry. Johnny and Clyde, they don't want the smoke, we taking all their money, ain't no selling now. Population, we are not the same, we do this every day now. Everybody say, fuck you, prize pig. Fuck you, prize pig.
Yeah, but we ain't here to talk about prize picks and how much we want to fuck them. We're here to talk a little NLCS Game 2. And it's not just me today, fuckers. We got a little treat for you guys. We got my boy, your boy, Nolly fucking knows with you. How you doing, my boy?
Oh, doing real well. I mean, still licking my wounds, Dodgers and Niners, but happy to be here with my guy, Sharpie. Thank you for having me on. Let's talk some baseball.
Let's get right to it, my guy. Smash the like if you haven't. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe as well, as we do this out of the kindness of our heart, not because no one's giving us a fucking dime. We have us game 2 of the NLCS, guys, between the Diamondbacks and Phillies, where the Phillies lead the series 1-0 after last night's game. And the D-backs got Merrill Kelly going for them, as he is coming off his first ever playoff start versus our Dodgers, going a solid 6 innings of no-run ball, where the Phillies have Aaron Nola going for them, who has a career 3.7 postseason ERA in 7 games, yet a stupid 1.42 ERA in 2 postseason starts this year. The Phillies are a minus 158 favorite first 5 in a 64 full game, with the comeback on the D-backs being plus 126 on the first 5 with a plus 138 full game. The total is a pick'em at a 4 first 5, where it's the same as a pick'em at a 7.5 for the full game. As I did my action in last night's game, I did give out my action last night and once again this morning on Pub Sports Radio, but we didn't do a video. So the lines ain't moved. The juice has some, but no harm, no foul. If you want in, it's fucking there. And hear me out. I'm on 2 props in this game, starting with Merrill Kelly over 4.5 strikeouts at a minus 120. As I say it all the time, you got to throw out the numbers in these playoffs, but analytics are analytics, and those ain't numbers. And when Kelly has faced a lineup of 1.5% worse or more than league average whiff rates, he is 9-0 to the over 4.5 strikeouts, averaging 8.1 strikeouts a game. And we have 5 people in this lineup who are 3% worse than league average, 2% that are considered league average, while 2 only considered elite. Now, they had his outs at a stupid low 13.5, and that may have been the better bet, as the D-backs need this man to show up today, and I do believe he should go 6 innings. It is a must-win. Granted, I know they're down 1-0, and it's technically not a must-win, but when you have fat, and I'm not talking about the girl I banged last night, bro. We have fat and a bullpen day looming ahead. You can't go down 2-0 as the D-backs, guys. So if he does start to get hit, I can see Torrey freaking taking him out the game, even though I think he should be out there. I'm not the damn manager. They have a rested bullpen. They're ready to fire after letting Nelson eat up some innings yesterday. So I had to stick with what's been working for me, and that's Merrill Kelly versus a lineup who whiffs. 9-0, I cannot ignore that. At the end of the day, I expect this man to shove. He did face this team earlier in the year, had 6 innings, 7 strikeouts, and that, once again, was one of those teams where he faced in that whip department where he falls under the 9-0 at. Also, me and Nolly may have been the first person to bring it up to me, and then we found out about the Phillies being worse than the Astros, and we're talking about the infield. The 2 teams who soak their infields the most, and that's what gets me onto this other bet, guys, is I'm going to take Aaron Nola's outs over 15.5 at minus 120. That's the one where the juice has gone up a little bit, but it's still at 15.5. Ground balls, guys, are a pitcher's best friend. When you've got a soaked infield, 108 off the bat, turns down to 97, and what should have been a single is now a out or a double play, and it gets us through the innings. Now, Aaron Nola is not a strikeout type pitcher. He's a guy who does average a strikeout per inning and usually goes deep, but he does have a career 28% strikeout rate versus this lineup, as well as being at home in his candy cane uniform. So I don't hate it if you guys are looking to bet his K prop over. Me personally, I had to go with what I thought was just the more likelier outcome. And this guy goes 6 to 7 innings today, even if he gives up 3 runs in the first, which I hope he doesn't, but he's earned the leash. They have a 1-0 lead, and he can definitely get tagged in an early inning, settle on in, and still go 6 and have a quality start. So I loved his outs props, even though I think his K props also going to hit as well. Those were props. I usually go either props, sides, totals. I don't fucking care in the playoffs. I just want money, and I actually do tend to a little more sides and totals in the playoffs. Not this one. This one I attack the props, but that's why we have Nolly here. Nolly, I know you got something on this total for a motherfucker.
Yeah, man, interesting game. I'm crazy excited. I would have been more excited with the Dodgers being here. But yeah, a lot of things going into this game. Merrill Kelly stepping into a very ruckus environment, and like he said, he doesn't expect this to be louder than the World Baseball Classic when USA played Venezuela in Miami. Grand slam from Trey Turner, crowd went wild. He doesn't expect it to be there, and maybe that comes back to bite him in the butt because those Philly fans are going to be on him. They were on Strider. They were on Framber. They get on you, and they are relentless. But one thing with Merrill Kelly, he knows a little bit about this Philly crowd. This is a guy that spent 4.5 of his early years in Philadelphia. He was at the World Series last year. He got a taste of what that crowd can be like. So I don't think it's crazy overwhelming. And if you've ever been at the World Baseball Classics, they are insane. And one thing that I learned in being at the World Baseball Classic is how crazy the Koreans are about their baseball. Right. And I bring that up because Merrill Kelly pitched in KBO. He pitched in the championship series in the Korean baseball, where they have a chant for each batter. They don't have, and everybody's singing that chant. I seen it in person. They had the flag going from home field all the way to right field and back. It was insane, right? So they love their baseball. He's been in a ruckus environment. I don't think it's going to be too much for him. And another thing I bring up, yesterday, Gallen, he pitched pretty good, got ambushed early. Those early home runs got him. And Kelly talks about it, how aggressive they can be. Maybe that's a problem. Maybe that's something that he could take advantage of. And I bring up Zach Gallen because everybody's so quick to want to back Zach Gallen. But the better pitcher down the stretch has been Merrill Kelly by a full run 1 ERA, 3.13 as opposed to 4.13 for Gallen. So if we're comparing these guys, ever since Kelly's been back from an injury, he has been the better pitcher. And I expect him to be successful here in this environment. Got a little bit of weather, 54 degrees. I love it. Start time is 8 p.m. local time. Temperature's only going to drop. You saw runs kind of diminish late. Kind of got me yesterday, but I'm going right back in. I expect Aaron Nola to continue to look the way he has, especially at home. The guy loves pitching at home. You talked about their field being soaked. The Phillies, they talked about in that broadcast, they were surprised how much wetter the Astros were. It's like, man, that's what we do. So yeah, the field's going to be soaked. That's something that I take into consideration without a doubt. I see low run total here. I feel I should have cashed yesterday. I like the full game because I like the way these bullpens have looked. Yesterday, Diamondbacks didn't use a whole lot. You talked about it. Ryan Nelson looking good out the pen. They're gonna be struggling after this game. So they're gonna have a longer leash on Kelly. So even though he may give up runs early, he can settle down and go deeper. The coach talked about it. Dude, Gallen and Kelly have much longer leash. These other guys are going to go 18 batters max. So he's got it